Good evening. Welcome to our lesson. Imagine your friend wants to know more about your culture. What would you tell them? I'm Vietnamese and I come from a Vietnamese background. So here are some pictures of things about Vietnamese culture. Have a look first. As we discussed last time, culture is a very big umbrella term. It encompasses things like holidays, clothing, attitude towards younger and older people, food, traditional practices, music, and dances. Let's look at some of the useful phrases that we can use to talk about culture. Let's focus on Vietnam specifically. Vietnam is famous for its coffee. Everyone in Vietnam loves drinking coffee. You can also replace famous for well-known. Vietnam is also well known for its rich diversity in food. There's banh mi, phở, bánh chưng, bánh tét, and lots of other noodle dishes. You must. In this phrase, it can also be a rule, for example, before entering a Vietnamese person's home, you must take off your shoes. Or it could be a very, very fun piece of advice. If you go to Vietnam, you must try the street food. It's amazing. Every year, Vietnamese people celebrate. What holidays are there? Think. The obvious one is the Chinese New Year, or also known in Vietnamese as Tet. It is customary to. This is just a fancy way to say, oh, you are expected to. People usually do this. It is customary to pay respects to your elders. It is customary to give and receive things with both hands, especially when you're receiving or giving to someone who's older. Another unique thing about Vietnam is the votive paper. This is a special kind of paper that Vietnamese families burn in order to send that value to their ancestors. Sometimes on this paper are money, horses, clothes, and sometimes pictures of iPhones. Even our ancestors are using iPhones nowadays, even in the afterlife. Right, so next lesson, we're going to practice talking about these aspects of Vietnamese culture. How would you explain them to someone who doesn't know about Vietnamese culture? How would you make it interesting for them? How would you convince them to experience it when they go to Vietnam? All right. I'll see you in the next lesson.